she laughs. And you are here with the lovely, what's your name is, girl?
Kristal.
You guys know me, I'm Tanisha. So, the topic that we have for today, Kristal, what is it?
Keep it shut.
Keep it shut. Keep it. Now, what is it?
Your mouth.
Oh my. She said, be quiet.
Be quiet.
Hush.
Hush. Hush.
Silence.
Silencio.
Cállate la boca. In a not so nice way. She said, shut up.
Pretty much. Shut it up. Okay? So today we're going to be talking about keeping your mouth closed, but more so like knowing what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. So I would say probably like 4 years ago, I read a book, and hence the title of this podcast. I mean, not title of this podcast, but the title of this episode, Keep It Shut, and it's by Karen Eman. And I go back to it frequently. Why? Because I got a mouth. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with y'all. I got a mouth. I know I got a mouth. And so sometimes I have to have a refresher course on how to convey some of the things that I'm trying to say, as well as have a lot of difficult conversations, because it's not easy. Now, of course, I have difficult conversations in my job all day long, but having the difficult conversations personally with people that I'm in close relationship with too doesn't always come off sometimes in the right manner.
Yeah.
And I would say mostly the reason that is because I'm emotionally invested. Mm-hmm. And that person always means a whole lot to me.
Yes.
So it's like I'm dealing with my own emotions, you know? And so this one's going to be a little quick. I'm just going to read some of the things that I really wanted to mention when it comes to having those difficult conversations and how you should say them. So first thing you want to do is say what honors God. Okay? Not what other people want to hear.
That one is hard.
It's definitely hard.
Because it's easier for me to say what it is you want to hear so that I don't have to deal with conflict.
And conflict is not easy. Confrontation is not easy.
Yes.
Usually when you go to have a difficult conversation, it's just going to be confrontational.
Yeah.
Because it's difficult. Usually the other person is either unaware, or if they're aware, they're not really trying to hear it. Mm-hmm. Okay? So you want to say what honors God, but not what other people want to hear. That's one of the things I do love about my friends. 99% of the time, they're going to tell me what I need to know. Mm-hmm. That's just why I chose them. I actually trust them to tell me what I need to know. That's why they're my closest of friends. I gave them permission to do that. And a lot of times people will say, well, that's my ride or die, but you haven't given them or entrusted them with the right to tell you what you need to hear. Mm-hmm. You usually keep them around because they tell you what you want to hear. Yeah. And so putting yourself in those type of relationships, just understand what you're committing yourself to, because like I said, it's literally giving them the permission to go in my garden, turn over the rocks and pull up the worms and say, I need you to fix that. Yeah. So that's one. So pray about that. Also, just know, like Proverbs 15:28 says, the heart of the righteous weighs its answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. Mm. Okay. So if you know your heart, okay, anytime I have a difficult conversation or I think it's not going to come out right, there's two things I do. Because first of all, I'm usually in conversation with God about when to have this conversation. Okay, that's the first thing. And how to have it. Do I need to have it face to face? Because I know I'm emotional. So I don't want to want what my message is to get lost in the emotions that I have?
Yeah.
Or do I need to write this down and send it as a letter? So that it's understood and there's no emotion and I can go back, read it, do whatever. What method is best? So usually I'm praying about that.
Or what if you just want to write it down and not send it off as a letter?
True. Sometimes I will do that and keep it in my journal just for myself so that way I can get those emotions out.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, but it says the righteous ways its answers. I want to know, Lord, is what I'm saying what's supposed to be said at this time?
Yes.
2, if it's supposed to be said, am I saying it in the manner that it should be said?
Yes.
And 3, this I do not always do. Sometimes I just go out on the fly and I say stuff and I mean it. I may very well mean it, but the approach was wrong. So I'm like, Lord, can you calm my emotions and my spirit down to where I can approach this in a calm manner? So that's where you really need to be in prayer when it's things that you know need to be said, things that you want to say, being in prayer about when and how to say it.
You want to make sure the context is correct.
Yes, because a lot can be lost. Not that anything out of your mouth came out wrong, but it can be lost in your demeanor.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't get that. Well, I didn't lie. That's not the point. It's context. It's how you delivered the message.
Yes.
If I delivered you a delicious meal on a trash can lid, you wouldn't eat it.
No, ever. And a lot of us think that the only conversation that we have is with our mouths.
No, we have it with our whole body, head to toe.
Our whole body, our stance, the feeling in the air, and stuff, all of that exudes and communicates something. So what are you communicating? First of all, before you even open your mouth, needs to be like, Lord, am I communicating in the right way before I even open my mouth? Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing is, a lot of times, and I've felt this way before, I thought that if I was angry, then that was wrong. I shouldn't get angry.
Yeah, because that's what we're told.
Okay. Well, you were saying it out of anger. No, I'm angry. However, anger is not a sin.
No, it is not.
It's an emotion.
Yes, it is.
Okay?
Please educate the people.
It's an emotion. It's not a sin. I can be angry. I have a right to feel the way I feel. You have a right to feel the way you feel. It's just another emotion on a wide spectrum of emotions. So we can have a conversation and I can be angry. However, feeling that emotion is not the problem. The problem is when we allow that emotion to trigger actions that causes you to sin.
Yes, it is in the action, not in the feeling.
So I can let you know I am angry right now. And what are those actions? Okay, so if I'm shouting.
Yes.
If I'm just belittling you.
Belittling.
Okay, talking you down.
Name calling.
Yes. Just attacking your character. Sarcasm.
Ooh, that's a bad one for me. Help me, Lord.
Oh, okay. That's real cute. All right, I see what you're doing. All that sarcasm, you hear my voice right there?
Yes.
And stuff like
that is the sin.
That's the sin. Okay. Here's the other thing: shutting people out. That passive aggressiveness,
being passive aggressive
and stuff, and being like, "Well, I'm just not gonna talk to him."
Yep.
Why? Because you were angry. That's a sin. And stuff. You just gonna shut them out. So what you want to do is, even in your anger, okay, what we're called to do is you can go and tell them what you need to tell them in a straightforward, calm manner. Just straightforward and calm. And that's why you have to ask God to really calm your spirit down. Help me be able to convey what I need to say in a manner that gets this message across. Not only just what I'm feeling, but also, Lord, what you want them to hear. Because I know for me, one of my giftings, I understand when God calls me to go tell someone something that they may not like. It ain't even probably about me. I'm like, I'm supposed to tell you this.
Yes.
I don't want to tell you this.
Yeah.
I really don't want to tell you this. And so, Lord, can you give me the headspace to deal with what I know is going to come my way? Because they're probably going to trigger me.
Yeah. Or they're not going to react the way you would like, or they're not going to receive the message that you're trying to give. But it needs to be delivered, and it should be delivered the way God is leading you to do so.
Yes.
And even if that means saying what needs to be said and being quiet and silent afterwards.
Ooh, that's hard to do. I have been there where I have delivered a message that I'm supposed to deliver. And then afterwards what I felt was attacked. And I was told to be quiet. Just be quiet.
Those are the moments my great grandmother would say, you need the Holy Ghost to sit on you.
Yes, and He will.
He needs to sit on you.
He will, because my initial thought is to react.
Yes.
And so I want to react, because first of all, I ain't want to tell you what I was supposed to tell you in the first place. And everything. Be glad that He thought enough of you to tell me that I need to do this, and that I'm obedient enough to tell you what you needed to tell. That's what really be in my heart. But God will come and sit on you. And so that's why you got to pray. Y'all, I'm serious. And don't feel bad if you've lashed out sometimes at anger and stuff. It's okay. And stuff. Repent. Say, Lord, I didn't handle that right. And then come right back. Come right back. Ask them what you need. What else you need to tell that person. The next thing. Say if someone is attacking you in anger. Okay? Or they're coming at you or telling you something you don't like. So going back to this word again, Proverbs is just full of word. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Once again, your tone.
Yes.
How you respond.
How you respond is important.
Okay? So you can give a soft answer. Notice I said you can give a soft answer. I did not say that you had to not give an honest one. So your answer can be soft and honest at the same time. Just because I'm soft does not mean.
Yes, because a lot of people say, well, I don't yell. Okay, but you could sound extremely sarcastic, and you can talk down to someone in the softest of tones.
Yes.
Without ever
raising your voice.
You can cut somebody out at a soft tone. I've seen it happen.
Oh, some church mothers is good for doing that, Lord.
Yes. So, a soft tone means nothing.
But it means, well, no, it does mean something. You can do
in the sense of if you're doing it
sarcastic.
Yes, sarcastically.
But if you're doing it in the correct manner and giving an honest answer in a soft tone, all it's simply saying is that I'm going to respond to you, but I'm going to do it so and tell you my honest opinion in a respectful manner.
It was the spirit behind it.
Well, can you say something about that?
Behind it, really,
because a lot of people don't really get that.
They don't, what is your intent behind it? So when I say soft tone means nothing, it means nothing if the intent is not pure.
No.
So if I'm speaking softly because I really want you to hear me and I don't want you to think I am attacking you, that's different.
Yes.
If I'm talking softly because I'm talking down to you because I don't think you're going to understand what I'm saying because you're so slow,
then you might as well have yelled.
You might as well have yelled. And a lot of people, when they talk soft, they're doing so because they're talking to you as if you're an idiot and you don't understand what words mean.
I can't stand those type of people. That's really when the Holy Ghost got to sit on me. I'll be like,
Yeah.
Because I've had somebody, I've been in conversations where I've been upset and it's physical, and I know I ain't supposed to be coming for you. But I know right now I just let it off and I'll repent it later. and that person is looking back at me and speaking very softly but in a robotic tone.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
you now are trying to make it seem as if I'm the crazy, erratic person because I am yelling, which I shouldn't be doing. Take full responsibility. I should not be yelling. But don't talk back in the slow tone, in this light tone, as if I'm wrong and you're right. Or, again, you're being attacked. Now you're trying to play martyr and victim. No, because the tone that you're giving me is just as sarcastic.
yes,
Sir, ma'am. So, let's be honest here. You're giving me the same thing back. Let's take a break.
different tactics,
Rewind, and then let's try this again.
same outcome.
Because the same way I'm not giving this off right, you're not receiving it right, and you aren't responding correctly either.
Which goes to why it's important to how you say it. Because when you're having this conversation, when you're setting that tone, when your spirit is right, and God has said, okay, your spirit's right, your tone's right, you can now go have this conversation. Okay? And you're doing it softly. Now you're setting the stage for a healthy discussion. That's what a conversation is.
Yes.
It's a discussion. It is not an attack. It is not a shouting match.
No.
It is not a confrontation, because we want to use that as such a bad thing. It's not even a confrontation. It's literally a conversation, us having a discussion, trying to come to a mutual agreement.
Yes.
And so many people are so scared to do that you literally will be mute.
Mm-hmm.
And be in turmoil because you refuse to have the conversations because you're scared of it, either a shouting match or someone coming at you wrong, or they're attacking
I don't want to
me.
say anything because I already know that you're going to have an issue with whatever. That doesn't help. That doesn't help.
How? I hate when people say, I already know.
Well, I'm just going to be quiet because you're not. That doesn't help the issue. That irritates me. That makes me irate. Please do not pacify me, because then I'm really going to have an issue, and I'm really going to need to put this thing on pause and go and have a moment with me and Jesus, because do not pacify me. Say what you need to say. If you need to take a moment to make sure you say it properly, cool.
Do that and say that you need to do that.
Not a problem.
Say, give me a second to respond.
Let me have a moment so that I can think, cool. But don't just sit there and not say nothing. And then I ask you, you have no response. Well, you're not going to believe me, no way. What? Okay. All right. So
we're just not going to have the conversation.
That's not how you're supposed to do that. That's not the meaning behind shut your mouth. That's not the meaning behind that. No. It means speak when you're supposed to. Now, it's different when you are hearing from the Spirit that you shouldn't, because everything about your mannerism is different.
Yes.
I've had issues, and not issues, but scenarios where someone has talked to me, they're venting, and they're wanting me to respond, and I have to sit there and say nothing, because the Lord is like, do not respond.
Not only just that, I've had moments where I know I'm supposed to go and talk to someone, but God had to work on me first.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's literally downloading stuff into me. And sometimes it has taken weeks, y'all, because he's like, that resentment, that anger you have in there, that has to go before you have this conversation.
Because it's going to come up.
And once again, I know he does that for me. Now, other people, he might tell you, go ahead and have the conversation. Me, I'm a little cuckoo. He knows his child. I'm emotional. I can't hide when I'm upset. I can't hide my emotions. So he usually deals with me and my emotions first before he allows me to have those conversations.
Because they can get distorted, and he wants the conversation to be as precise
and clear
as possible. So, yes, I need you to sit down, take a time out, get over this emotion, because you're not going to say what I need you to say.
No.
If you don't clear up what's inside of you. If we don't clear these feelings up, you're not going to be open to listening to me. Or you're not going to be quick to shut down when I tell you to shut down.
Yes.
To regain your composure, to restart the conversation, because now you're going to go off on a whole tangent that I did not tell you to say.
And get this now, not my message, but his message is going to be lost.
Yes, absolutely.
His message is going to be lost. That's not what you're supposed to do.
And it's important that you said his message, because some people will go, well, I just need to get this off my chest. Ma'am, sir, no, that's not how this goes. That is not how this goes.
No.
I'm sorry. You don't get to just get something off your chest.
No.
You don't get to do that. You do not get to just get it off your chest. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it when it was told to me. What do you mean? I can't. I'm supposed to, because that's how you communicate. That's not how you communicate effectively. Because when you have that attitude behind it, you are most definitely going to say it in a wrong manner.
Yes.
Because now, you know what that means, people? That means you have harbored some type of feeling or resentment, and you didn't say anything. You never dealt with it within your own self. You never processed it to let it go, and you held on to it.
Consider this, okay? James 3, verses 5 through 6 says, likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boast. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell.
We don't think that.
So your mouth can actually, that comes out of it, can change the course of your relationships.
Yes.
That end up changing the course of your life. Because your relationships determined are sent to you by God.
Yes.
To get you to a certain destiny to achieve your purpose.
Yes.
So that's why it's so important to know when to turn it on.
And when to turn it off.
When to shut it off.
Yes.
So I'm constantly in prayer. And I think, even though I read this book years ago, why I'm constantly going back to it, especially now as I'm getting into more difficult conversations currently in my life, to be in constant, I had to remember, I need to be in constant communication with God about what to say in these conversations.
I don't know why we don't ever think that that's what we're supposed to do. Go before God when we want to talk to someone. We think, well, I'll just figure it out. Or I'll just, I'll wing it. I already know how I feel. So I already know what I want to say because I've already rehearsed it in my mind. So that's what I'm going to go with.
And that's another thing. Usually the reason we want to say so much is because I feel, and we want to get rid of the feelings that we feel.
We literally want to take a verbal dump on the other person.
And so if I go ahead and tell you how I feel, now I'm going to feel better. Here's... Let me just put a little caveat here. The moment you take that emotional dump on someone and tell them how you feel, you're going to feel okay for about 2 days.
Yeah, and then that'll be it.
2 days. Okay?
Because then you're going to rehearse every single thing you said. And you're going to go, ooh, I shouldn't have said that like that. Or, ooh, I should not have said that. Or even... where did that come from? I didn't know I was still upset about that.
Because out of the mouth flows the things of your heart.
Yes.
So now you got to understand that it's the gateway to let people into your heart and know what issues are really going on inside of your heart. And sometimes you don't even know what's going on inside of your heart.
Yeah.
So now you're looking back like, oh, I said that. I didn't even mean that. Did I mean that?
Yeah, doesn't he be like, why did I even, where did that come from? Oh, because it was an issue that you never resolved with yourself. that now you take it upon yourself to now dump it on that person.
And be like, here you go. Have all my baggage.
Yeah, so yeah, you're going to feel good. It was a release. A literal bowel movement of the words. It was. So sure, you feel great. You feel awesome.
For about 2 days.
But then the remnants. The remnants get you. The smell starts to rise. It makes you go, what did I eat? What was that?
Let me tell you also, too. Hold on, let me find it. Especially women, why it's so important for us to watch our mouth.
We're givers of life, man. We birth things. So we definitely have to be careful when it comes to things like that. Because you don't know what you're birthing. You don't know what you're giving life to. So that, from that aspect, it's very important that us as women, we learn when to talk and when to be quiet.
Yes. Because one woman's stance and how we speak can change the whole atmosphere of a whole house.
Absolutely.
And even though I hate this, I hate this thing, but what they used to say, happy wife, happy life, and stuff. Okay, I hate that. First of all, let me just tell you, because it ain't about you. So I'm just going to put that in there. However, it does speak to the nature of the fact that when she's not happy, as women, we're emotional, and it can destroy and tear down the entire house. So you especially have to be in constant prayer about how to check your emotions, how to speak to either your spouse or your children in that home constantly, or others, because you, ma'am, can change the course of that whole household. You can set the whole atmosphere and turn it around.
Yes.
Just by how you're being.
Yes. So, yeah. Please get the book.
Yes.
Please be in your word. All of the many, many, many scriptures that deal with speaking and the tongue and words, and cause it's a lot of them. Be in prayer. Be willing to take the responsibility that's required to have control over your mouth. I know a lot of times we don't want to do that. We want to be held accountable by what we say.
He made me feel this way.
Can nobody make you do nothing?
She made me feel this way.
Tis a lie. It is a lie. No one makes you do anything. You're giving them way more power than they have and deserve. So no. So yes, be in prayer to get your heart and mind ready to hold yourself accountable and responsible for what you say. And be open and willing to be obedient to when you are hearing the spirit or feeling that nudge that says, don't say nothing.
Yes, Lord.
And it doesn't mean you're being a doormat.
No, it doesn't.
It just means I don't need you to say anything.
Okay, so here, truth moment. I guess each one of us might go through the awakening of when we realize our own self-worth. Okay, and once you do that, when you realize it for yourself, and then people talk to you a certain way, I don't know about anybody else, I be wanting to go right at them immediately. And sometimes they'll tell me to sit in that moment. Not because what I'm saying isn't true or factual, but because I don't always have to respond. Sometimes God just wants to deal with them one-on-one, and he doesn't need you to combat that.
No. You're not supposed to defend yourself anyway.
Yeah, he's still working on me with that.
He's still working on everybody. We are not supposed to defend ourselves. Again, we forget that all the time, but we sing those cute little songs. The Lord is my defense. Is he really? He is my refuge. Is he really? Because you're trying to create your own defense
mechanism around you.
That's not how this works.
Ain't how it works at all.
So no, believe me, you're not being a doormat in that moment. You're being obedient.
Which is better.
It is way better. So you let him handle it, because he can handle it way better than you can. And it may not even be in a vengeance type of way.
No.
He may decide to extend that person grace.
There you have it. You say, you know what? I know why you did that.
Yes.
I know your heart behind that.
Yes.
She can't see your heart. I can't see it, that other person's heart. God can.
Yes.
So he may extend them grace.
So please be ready to, and then be ready the minute you decide to do this. You are going to be tested.
Be prepared.
Every which way.
Because the enemy wants to do it. He wants to test you bad.
He wants you to throw your life off the course just by what you say.
Like, oh, so you say this? Let me throw everything at you.
Yes.
That is contradictory to get you out of your obedience.
Yes. So please be ready. But you're prepared.
And you can do it. It won't be hard.
No, it won't be hard.
Instead, even if for some reason you fall off, because like I said, God's still working on me. Instantly repent. Lord, okay, I didn't handle it so well that good time. Come right back. Be obedient. Come right back. Be obedient. He's going to be with you the entire way. He never leaves you.
Keep working at it.
And just be prepared, because what's a testimony without a test? Those tests going to come. You can't just say something and then not expect to have a test about it afterwards.
Yes, so it will be something you will always work on all the time.
So, there you have it. T, where can they find you?
Facebook, good people, Tanisha Williams, and on Instagram, TJW Salon Studio.
Ow. Sorry. And guys, y'all can find me on Facebook at Charmaine Kears. You can also find me on Instagram, Charmaine_Kears. You can find me on Facebook at Charmaine's Confessions, which is the blog, as well as Instagram at Charmaine's Confessions. Also, don't forget about, the mothership, Ill Communication Studios. Go check out the rest of our shows on there. Follow, join the discussion. And if you have any questions, please send them to us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to get your feedback, hear what's going on. Also, even if you just want to tell us, hey, y'all doing a good job. We take those too.
Yeah, sure do. Pats on the back are welcome. Pats on the back are welcome.
So, until next time, we're praying for you.
Yes, yes. I'll read the book one more time, the title to the people.
It's Keep It Shut by Karen Eman, and that's EHMAN.
All right, good people. Till next time.
See ya.
See ya.